25-year-old Luz Meri has lived the effects of Colombia's half-century-old armed conflict her entire life. As a child, she says, there was always danger that armed groups would recruit children. That danger continues for her children today. That is why she is one of 1,450 indigenous people living in an improvised camp in Bogotá who have fled rising violence in their region. More than 600 children are facing the cold, illnesses, and the lack of food that comes with living in a refugee camp.
I'm also a mother, and I couldn't do anything about the violence. I also worked at a local school, and I had to leave that job. Now I just beg for the day-to-day.
Colombia signed a peace treaty in 2016 to end more than 50 years of hostilities with the FARC rebel group. According to a new United Nations report, there has been a steady decrease in grave violations against children in Colombia. But the report also says children are still suffering from continual armed conflict between active rebel groups, as is evidenced from the number of displaced kids in this camp. The UN report spanned the period from July 1st, 2019 and June 30th, 2021, coinciding with the pandemic, which the UN says hampered their ability to confirm abuses. One Colombian expert says the number of cases is often underreported and that the threats against Colombian children are growing because of illegal armed groups.
We are hearing of forced recruitment, with threats against family members' lives, with threats to their health, their physical well-being, and it is reminding of us the worst times we have lived when the armed conflict began with the FARC.
Luz Meri says going back to her home in Colombia's rural areas isn't an option.
The ELN rebel group, they look for 12-year-olds and even 10-year-olds and take them to work with them, to continue the groups. They don't let them study. Some of us live very far, 6 hours away. Children leave the school and they take them when they are walking back home.
Michelle Begue, CGTN, Bogotá, Colombia.